be the first to make this particular style. It's a new style. It's not really that new, but it's not yet rampant. Like I used to tell you, when you want to go into the ready to wear business, dabble into something new, dabble into something that is trendy, something that a lot of people have not started making it. So before the crowd becomes much making it, you would have already satisfied yourself and you are ready to leave the market. Do you understand? So this style is one style I want us to try out. So let's go right into the tutorial. Then there's two parts to this particular gown you're seeing. There's a full Bubu gown and there's an inner. So the front part of the inner is what is showing. Now for the inner, you can just go ahead to plot your normal basic gown without sleeve. You can either decide to add that to it or not to add that to it. Now adding that to it, I'm going to be marking my borderline. Okay, so I'll go ahead and mark my shoulder line. Okay, now I'll come down by 1 inch. Now I'll mark my standard neckline, which is 3 inches. So I'll connect that 3 inches to the shoulder slant. I will also mark my 8 inches for shoulder somewhere here so that I'll have a straight line down. So I will measure 8 inches or 9 inches. You can make it whatever is your normal armhole depth, add extra 1 inch to it since it's not going to be showing. Do you understand? So that the person putting it on can comfortably wear it. Okay, so now you can decide to attach this inner. You can decide to attach this inner to the Bubu gown, and you can still decide to make it separate. I like making it stand separately because if it stands separately, I can still use this inner for something else. I can use it to wear another cloth. Okay, so I'll be making the separate inner one. Now for the neckline depth, I'll be coming down by 3 inches also, and I will connect nicely. Okay, so I'll mark my bust divided by 4 plus 2 inches. That's right here. We are going to be needing our waistline. Okay, we don't need bust line, but we need waistline because the upper part of the inner is covered, so we don't need the base. That's why I told you this particular gown style alert is very easy and very simple to make. Okay, so I'll be measuring my 16 inches waistline, which is somewhere around here, and then I will rule my line. Okay, so my waistline divided by 4 plus 2 inches, I'll be marking it somewhere around here. Now I need my hip line. And this is my hip line. Okay, so my hip divided by 4 plus 2 inches is going to give me this. So I will have something like this, and then I will take it all down, measure it. Whatever I have on my hip, that's what I'm bringing down minus 1 inch. So if what I have here is 20 inches, I'm going to be marking 19 inches here because the inner is a little bit pencil. Okay, now since it's a little bit pencil, know it that for your client to be able to move properly, the back is supposed to have a slit, right? So if you like, come in by ½ inch for the armhole. If you don't like, just leave it. Reason being that the upper bodies of the inner is not showing. Okay, so we can afford to do whatever we want to do here, and then we are going to cut out. So when cutting on your fabric is going to be on fold. So if you like, let your own carry that, but mine here is not carrying that, and I'm telling you it's going to come out perfect because from here to here of this gown is not showing, but from here is what you are going to beautify. So I will advise you to make this place pencil. Okay, make it pencil. It brings out, it aligns the hip area. So let's go ahead to make the bubble gown. And this is my bubble right here with my fabric on fold. I will use 3 yards for this style so that it will be full. Okay, if you use 2.5 yards, it will be scanty. I will use 3 yards. I will even suggest using 3.5 so that that pleat on the sleeve will come out well. But if you don't have enough material, 3 yards is just perfect. But just know that by the time you pleat the sleeve, it will come up your arm a little. Okay, so 3.5 is perfect. But if you don't have enough material, go ahead with 3 inches. 3 inches will still give you what you want. So the first and foremost is that I'm going to be adding my borderline of 1 inch. Okay, I will mark my neckline, which is 3 inches, and I will come down by 3 inches and I will connect. Now for the back neckline, I'll come down by 1/2 inch or 1 inch and I will connect it to. Now I will mark my shoulder line, which is 8 inches, and I have it somewhere around here. This is 8 inches, right? Now, since I'm going to be pleating, it depends on the amount of the sleeve that I want to pleat in. Do you understand? It depends on the amount of sleeve that I want to pleat in. And this pleating can be only for front and not the back. So when cutting out this front pattern, you pleat that sleeve first to the length of the back pattern before you join. Okay, or you can as well just join and pleat. That means both the back and the front will have that pleat. But if you ask me, I will say just make it the front. Okay, let the front be all the busy, let the back just be plain. And you can see what happened to the back. She didn't I will show you what happened to the back. I'm going to be cutting out the back too, so that we'll see what exactly happened to the back. But for this particular tutorial, the pleat is going to be for only the front. Now if I want to pleat extra 10 inches in, so that means I want my sleeve to go down. My sleeve length is 21. So 21 plus 10 inch, I want to be pleating in 10 inches. 21 plus 10 inch will give me how many? 31. So from here, which is the shoulder, okay, to here should be 31 inch. So I want to assume that I'm using the whole remaining fabric. Okay, so I will go ahead to mark my shoulder, my armhole. I'm coming down by 2 inches for my shoulder allowance, and 2 inches is here for my shoulder allowance. I will connect it to this neckline, not to the shoulder, to the neckline. So now from this shoulder slant, I'm going to determine how wide I want my sleeve to be. You can make yours 12, you can make it 15, however you want it. That's what I'm going to be marking here. Whatever you are comfortable with looking at the picture. Okay, so this is my own sleeve opening, and I'm going to be coming in by just 2 inches, right? And then I will connect it back. Okay, just curve it out to be nice. That's all. Now this sleeve, this bubble gown does not really have pockets. I don't see the essence of pockets there, but if you want to go ahead and put pockets, there's no problem. We are now coming to the front where the whole drama. We've talked about the sleeve, right? Remember that 21 inches plus 10 inches was added to this sleeve, and it's only this front pattern that we carry. It's only this one that we carried. The back will not carry pleat. So this is what you are going to be cutting. You are going to be cutting out minus 10 inches for the back. Do you understand? Now let's come to the front. We'll be marking our waistline, because the real drama happened on our waistline. So we'll be marking our waistline, which is 16 inches. Okay, inches. Now remember that there's an extra 10 inch that was added on the sleeve. That means the front pattern is bigger than the back pattern by 10 inches. That 10 inch is what we are going to pleat here. You can go ahead and pleat more than that, but I just want to pleat 10 inches. And where that 10 inches will enter is from here to your nipple to nipple. Okay, even if you exceed it, let it just be a little. Let that pleat be in front. If it goes to the sides too much, it becomes too much. 10 inch is what we are going to be pleating here, and we are going to be pleating it on the waistline. So if you pleat it on the waistline, forget about the effect around here. You don't have any business with it. Forget about the effect around here. You don't have any business with it. Just make sure that you pleat 10 inch here, in here. So when you are pleating that 10 inch, make sure that as you are pleating it, this side is going to pleat to this side, pleat this way. Now this side, let it pleat this way. Do you understand? If you do it like that, your pattern will have a little bit of rhyming, a little bit of drama to it. Do you understand? Now let's decide the shortness of this front, and the shortness is around the hip area. So we are also going to be marking our hip line, and our hip line is from the shoulder is 25 inches. So I'm going to be ruling this line 25 inches. Do you understand? So this is where our shoulder, our front of the front pattern is going to end. So what you are now going to do is measure from here to here. Whatever you get, measure from here to here. So now I place my tape measurement and I got 8 inches. Now I'm going to be measuring again 8 inches around here. Do you understand? So I will have to fold my fabric this way. Do you understand? I will have to fold my fabric this way. Do you understand? So hold on, follow what I'm doing so that you will understand. It's actually raining, so I'm trying to raise my voice. But before we are going to do that, we are going to pleat our fabric. Okay, and for us to pleat our fabric, let's cut out our front pattern. So this is actually where I'm going to be cutting out for the back pattern. I'll use it to cut the back pattern, but I want to concentrate on my front pattern. So this is my front pattern now. So, and I said we are going to mark, I want each of it to be 4 inches. Okay, so I'm pleating out 10 inches here, and I'm pleating out 10 inches here. Is that okay? So for every pleat, I'm going to be removing 2.5. Let's go ahead and mark it so that you will understand. Okay, I will mark 2.5 here, and this is my 2.5, and this is another 2.5. This is another 2.5. This is another 2.5. I will go over to this side. First of all, let me rule my waistline. So I will mark 2.5. I will mark another 2.5. I will mark another 2.5. I will mark another 2.5. Okay. What we are going to be doing now is pick this place. Can you see? Pick this place. Pick this place. Let it to go and meet that other point. Can you see? Pick this place. So you take it to the sewing machine and stitch. I've gone ahead to stitch just one single line. Now this is where you now determine the front length of the front after you have pleated, because if you cut without pleating, this place will not align, but the way we have pleated it, you can now bend it. Okay, as you can see, we have pleated the waist. Okay, so it's now left for us to now determine the length of this front. Okay, the length of this one, and we say this is where we want it to end, right? So it's either you cut straight or you cut slanting. I want to cut slanting so that everything will flow. So I'm going to be cutting it slanting this way. Okay, just your free hand. Some people will say I don't like obeying rules. I mean, I don't know, but it has been working for me. So this is what I'll do. I will hold it this way. Remember that we are working on the back, and do it this way. Remember that when you are doing your own, now this is the front of your own, so you are going to be bending this way, but I'm bending this way now so that you'll be seeing what I'm doing clearly. Okay, so you bend this way. Can you see what I did now? You bend this way. Now make sure to stitch all here so that this pleat will still lay. Okay, you bend this way. Now remember that where we pleated was our nipple to nipple, that is 4.5 inch to this side for me and 4.5 inch to this side. Do you remember? Now you are going to fold this one to this way, and then you tack here and you tack here. Okay, so your own will now be looking like this. Forget about this pleat. This pleat will form on its own. The balling around this area is going to fall on its own, so forget about it. So you are going to attach to this side and attach to this side, and then just stitch down. So I've cut it like this. What I'm now going to do is work on my back pattern. Now stitch it and sew my normal bubu gown. Forget about the front. Sew my normal bubu gown and join it. After I have joined it, I'll just pick here. After I've picked the front, I've joined the front and back bubu gown, and it will be looking like a complete bubu now. Just pick here, okay, and turn it inside like so. Turn it inside like so. Do you see? And attach this pleat to this side. Attach this side to this side. Attach your rope so that the person can tie it inside. Okay, and you will now find out that after you have done that, this place will ordinarily fall like this. It will fall like this. Okay, it will fall like this. So there will be this balling around here, and this one will still connect to the down part of your gown like so. And remember that the back is now here. Okay, so it will just fall like so. Can you see? Can you see? So I have a video on it, complete video with the fabric, okay, that I cut on fabric mini size. Okay, so if you want it, chat me up on this number that is rolling, so I'll send it to you. But please, anytime I'm sending video to you that I cut on fabric, know it that you are going to be paying for it. It can't be free. Okay, it can't be free. So the correct material for this style is mikado or brocade, thick brocade, please, so that it will come out exactly how this one is. Thank you guys for watching. See you in my next video.